What can be eaten on a weight loss diet and what should be avoided? The answer might be surprising because, in theory, we can reach for any products as long as they fit within our caloric limit. However, theory is one thing, and practice is another. In choosing products, it's worth being guided by the feeling of satiety that food provides. Its nutritional density, meaning it's best to choose products that are the most concentrated source of nutrients. And also consider fluctuations in blood glucose and insulin levels after consuming specific products. The use of supplements for weight loss also raises controversies. And I will talk about all this in today's video, so I encourage you to watch it in its entirety. To make it easier for you to navigate today's program, I have grouped all products into categories such as meat, fish, dairy products, grain products, etc. The first group of products I would like to briefly discuss is meat and fish. In my opinion, these are very important elements of a weight loss diet due to their high protein content. I mention protein because it plays an important role in the process of losing weight. Firstly, protein increases the feeling of satiety, and in the opinion of many scientists, it is even more filling than fat, which of course favors body mass reduction. Moreover, our body incurs a greater energy expenditure to digest protein than is the case with carbohydrates and fats. This is referred to as the thermic effect of food. Furthermore, protein helps us maintain muscle mass during the weight loss process. I mean, if we are on a reduction diet, we lose not only fat tissue but also muscles, which is an undesirable phenomenon. Protein supplied with food helps prevent the loss of muscle mass. As for specific products from this category that are worth including in the diet, these are primarily poultry, although I recommend turkey breast. Regardless of the type of poultry chosen, in my opinion, it is good to choose meat without skin, which is an unnecessary source of fat, which in this case does not bring any nutritional value but only adds calories. In addition, it is worth including lean veal, as well as lean beef parts. I mean, above all, tenderloin and top round steak. If someone decides on lean pork meat, then the best solution here will be ham, tenderloin, and middle loin. Rabbit meat will also be a good choice. What may be surprising for some people is that from time to time we can also include offal, but especially I mean poultry or beef liver, which belong to products with low fat content and relatively low in calories, and at the same time are a treasure trove of many nutrients. As for fish, here I actually suggest fatty marine fish rich in omega-3 fatty acids. I mean, above all, Atlantic mackerel, herring, wild salmon, sardines in their own sauce, and rainbow trout. From time to time, it is also worth including lean fish, which, apart from protein, will provide vitamin B12, choline, potassium, iodine, and selenium. Especially worth choosing are cod, flounder, pike perch, pollock, and hake. As for meat products that are better to limit on a weight loss diet, these are primarily duck and goose meat, lamb, and mutton. It is also good to avoid fatty parts of beef and pork, which include, among others, pork neck, jowl, ribeye, shank, ribs, and bacon. They contain more fat, which does not bring nutritional value, and in addition, they are more caloric, which makes it difficult to maintain a negative energy balance. The preferred methods of preparing meat dishes are baking and frying without adding fat, grilling on an electric grill, cooking in water and steaming, as well as stewing without prior frying. At the same time, I also do not recommend preparing fatty, viscous sauces. Another group of products I would like to briefly mention are dairy products and eggs. Among these products, I most encourage reaching for fermented dairy products, such as kefir, yogurt, buttermilk, or acidophilus milk. These products are a source of high-quality protein, as I mentioned, as well as bioavailable calcium, potassium, and vitamin B12. In addition, they are rich in beneficial bacteria that strengthen our gut microbiota. For me, I will add that especially valuable is Icelandic-type yogurt, i.e., skyr, because it contains more than 2 times more protein than regular natural yogurt. Fermented dairy products not only strengthen our bones, improve the intestinal barrier, have anti-atherosclerotic effects, or alleviate constipation, but additionally, they also favorably affect body mass reduction. Besides containing satiating protein, it is also worth knowing that the bacteria cultures present in them regulate energy transformations occurring in our body, which facilitates shedding unnecessary kilograms. At this point, however, I must emphasize that such benefits can be achieved by consuming natural, fermented dairy products. I do not recommend reaching for flavored products. I mean, for example, fruit yogurts, vanilla, or chocolate. It should be known that they are a source of sugar. They contain even 3 times more sugar compared to their natural counterparts, which of course does not facilitate weight loss. As for cheeses, here the safest solution is to reach for cottage cheese and semi-fat curd cheese. These are products with relatively low caloric content because 100 grams provide about 100 to 120 kilocalories. This is 3 times less than various kinds of yellow cheese, which is good to limit on a weight loss diet, although of course, you do not have to completely give them up. By the way, I will also say right away that I have good news for people who like to eat eggs. Well, I classify this product as one of the most desirable on a reduction diet, for 2 reasons. Firstly, eggs are a concentrated source of many nutrients, including high-quality protein, iron, selenium, vitamins B2, B5, and the often deficient vitamin B12. Additionally, they are the best dietary source of choline, which improves liver function, lowers homocysteine levels, or protects us against Alzheimer's disease. Secondly, eggs provide satiety. It is especially worth including them in breakfasts, because thanks to this, during the day we feel more satiated and reach for smaller amounts of food, which is important for shedding excess kilograms. I expect that for some people, a fairly controversial group of products, if we talk about weight loss, are grain products, due to the presence of large amounts of carbohydrates in them. It has become common to believe that carbohydrates are fattening, and of course, this is partially true. This is because some carbohydrates are an easily accessible source of energy, the excess of which quite easily turns into fat tissue. And if we are not physically active and do not burn carbohydrates on an ongoing basis, then it is not difficult to have such an excess of carbohydrates. In addition, there is something like the insulin theory of obesity. In short, it is about the fact that by consuming large amounts of carbohydrates, there is a significant release of insulin, which facilitates the transport of fatty acids to the cells of adipose tissue, and also inhibits the process of fat breakdown in our body. So too high an insulin level favors the growth of adipose tissue and inhibits its burning. Individual studies even show directly that in the context of lowering body mass, better benefits can be achieved by using a weight loss diet with a reduced content of carbohydrates than a weight loss diet with a lower content of fat. However, what I am saying does not mean that being on a reduction diet, we have to get rid of grain products. At the same time, it is worth remembering that whole grain products are a valuable source of many important food components, including fiber, magnesium, zinc, or B vitamins. In the scientific literature, we can find works that prove that consuming whole grain products improves our metabolic health, including being associated with a 32% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes, a 37% lower risk of cardiovascular diseases, and even up to 43% lower risk of some cancers, including colorectal, stomach, and pancreatic cancer. In view of all this information, I recommend that whole grain products be included in a weight loss diet, such as sourdough rye bread, graham bread, brown rice, unroasted buckwheat groats, pearl barley, whole grain pasta, regular or mountain oat flakes, barley flakes, and wheat bran. At the same time, I do not recommend too frequent consumption of grain products based on processed white wheat flour, as well as white rice, instant rice, millet, and couscous, as well as cornflakes. Another important group of products are vegetables and fruits. While vegetables probably do not raise any controversies, it looks a bit different in the case of fruits, which are often a source of sugar. However, scientific literature unequivocally proves that including both vegetables and fruits in the diet favors body mass reduction, and certainly does not cause its increase. As for vegetables, virtually any choice will be good. These are low-calorie products, and at the same time, they are packed with vitamins, mineral components, antioxidants, and dietary fiber. I consider vegetables such as kale, spinach, beets, carrots, pumpkin, tomatoes, garlic, bell pepper, Jerusalem artichoke, broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts to be the healthiest. As for fruits, it is best to choose those with low carbohydrate content or those that are characterized by high nutritional value, including a high level of fiber. Here, in turn, I can recommend blackcurrant, berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, avocado, cherries, guava, pomegranate, kiwi, and citrus fruits. It is good, however, to reach less often for high-sugar fruits, such as grapes, figs, cherries, and bananas. At the same time, it is worth limiting reaching for fruit preserves such as dried fruits, candied fruits, fruits in syrup, or sweet compotes. Returning for a moment to the vegetables themselves. Certain controversies are raised by potatoes, which are perceived as a fattening product. In reality, it is worth knowing that potatoes are low-calorie and at the same time characterized by a relatively high satiety index. In reality, it is worth knowing that potatoes are low-calorie and at the same time characterized by a relatively high satiety index. However, it should be known that ordinary potatoes, such as from water, do not provide too many calories and can successfully be part of a weight loss diet. Speaking of vegetables, I would like to quickly move on to the next category and just briefly mention that it is also worth including legume seeds in the diet, such as beans, lentils, chickpeas, and peas. In 2016, an analysis of 21 scientific studies was published, which proved that the use of legumes can be a beneficial element of weight loss because they favor the reduction of body mass. Personally, I consider these products to be highly valuable. They provide a large amount of protein, as well as fiber, manganese, copper, potassium, iron, magnesium, and folates. Various types of legumes can effectively improve our health. Now I would like to say a few words about additives such as sauces and fats. In the case of sauces, it is good to be guided by their caloric content. I include mustard, ketchup, and horseradish among the recommended low-calorie sauces. 1 teaspoon of these sauces provides an average of 10 kilocalories, which is very little. Of course, you have to bear in mind the fact that the addition of these sauces makes the dishes more flavorful. At the same time, I will also add that when it comes to ketchup, it is best to choose the one without sugar, sweetened, for example, with stevia. On the other hand, we have high-calorie sauces. I mean, above all, mayonnaise. Just 1 teaspoon of mayonnaise provides even 70 kilocalories, which is 7 times more than the sauces mentioned just a moment ago. This is even more than, for example, 1 glass of raspberries. For this reason, I encourage you to limit mayonnaise in the diet, as well as sauces made on its basis, including, for example, tartar sauce. As for fats, there is a place for vegetable oils in the weight loss diet, including olive oil, linseed oil, black cumin oil, evening primrose oil, borage oil, avocado oil, or grapeseed oil. However, of course, you have to remember that these are high-fat and high-calorie products. For this reason, I usually recommend consuming 1 to 2 tablespoons of oil every day, and you should try not to exceed this portion. Of course, I'm talking about unrefined, cold-pressed oils, added to ready-made dishes. It is worth choosing your favorite oil and sprinkling it on sandwiches instead of using butter or margarine, which are also caloric, but do not bring as many health benefits as the mentioned oils. Since we are talking about fats, it is impossible not to mention various kinds of nuts and seeds. Also, these products provide a lot of calories, which might seem disadvantageous in the context of a weight loss diet. However, as a curiosity, I will say that analyses of scientific studies published in recent years prove that regular consumption of nuts is associated with a lower risk of developing overweight and obesity by an average of 7%. Moreover, researchers unequivocally indicate that the use of nuts by people struggling with excessive body mass positively affects the improvement of their metabolic health. Recommend consuming 1 handful of nuts or seeds every day. For me, I especially recommend walnuts, hazelnuts, almonds, chia seeds, flaxseed, sunflower seeds, and pumpkin seeds. When on a weight loss diet, it is obviously good to exclude all kinds of sweets and salty snacks. Usually, they do not provide too many health benefits, but are only an unnecessary caloric burden. My proposal is to limit primarily products such as candies, lollipops, jellies, milk chocolate, confectionery products such as yeast buns, donuts, cakes, as well as ice cream, potato chips, or salted nuts. As for sweets and snacks, which, on the other hand, can and even should be included in the weight loss diet. These are mainly sorbets, yogurt fruit cocktails, dark chocolate, puddings based on yogurt and seeds or nuts, fruit salads, protein bars without added sugar, oatmeal cookies, and popcorn without added fat. Now I would like to move on to drinks. Here the choice seems to be obvious. We choose low-calorie and unsweetened drinks. They will include therapeutic waters rich in elements, including iodine or magnesium, ordinary mineral waters carbonated and non-carbonated, coconut water, plant drinks enriched with calcium, sugar-free lemonades, unsweetened teas, herbal infusions, traditional coffee, cereal coffee, and vegetable juices. As for 100% fruit juices, I recommend reaching for them in moderate amounts and preferably diluting them with water in a 1-to-1 ratio. Being on a reduction diet, it is also worth trying to avoid sweetened carbonated and non-carbonated drinks. Flavored milk drinks such as fruit yogurt drink, instant cocoa drinks, which are very often sweetened, as well as alcohol, which provides almost as many calories as fat. Additionally, I also recommend not overusing energy drinks, as they usually have a lot of sugar. As for sugar-free drinks sweetened with sweeteners, I believe that it is also worth giving them up. Conducted studies prove that these drinks also favor the development of overweight and obesity. Despite not providing too many calories, drinks sweetened with sweeteners, such as aspartame, sucralose, or acesulfame, can, for example, disturb the feeling of satiety, disturb glucose metabolism, adversely change the composition of the intestinal bacterial flora, or also increase intestinal permeability, which may lead to an increase in body mass or hinder the shedding of excess kilograms. If at all, it is better to choose drinks sweetened with stevia, erythritol, or xylitol. What about dietary supplements? A preparation that will be particularly helpful for people on a weight loss diet. People struggling with overweight or obesity is vitamin D, and this is because these people are particularly prone to its deficiency. What's more, a lack of vitamin D can favor weight gain, as it then comes to intensified lipogenesis, i.e., the formation of adipose tissue. At the same time, I will also add that people with excessive body mass usually need higher doses of vitamin D to raise its level in the blood. Individual scientific works even show that vitamin D can be somewhat useful in reducing adipose tissue. However, if you are interested in effects at the level of losing an additional about 1 kilogram within 3 months, you can be interested in preparations such as L-carnitine, green tea extract, green coffee extract, curcumin, or conjugated linoleic acid, abbreviated as CLA. I hope that with this material I managed to present to you quite exhaustively, after which products it is especially worth reaching for on a weight loss diet, and which it is good to limit or from which it is good to resign. Please know that by making the proposed choices, we can significantly facilitate the process of losing weight for ourselves. And if you are more interested in this topic, let me know about your experience, about mistakes, habits that hinder weight loss. And that's all from me for today. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. The subscribe button can be found under each video.